What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Aiden, and today we're shipping binders.
Cutting.
What's going on, bud?
Clean up.
Oh, my hair is wild.
You want to take responsibility for your life. I got me here, I can get me out of this.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Aiden here. And today we're shipping binders. No, but for real, I've got Paige and Elliot here. We're in the studio. We've got some binders. Sorry, Paige. We've got some binders to ship out today. You know, we're going through the process today in this video. Pretty much, we've got all these binders here. People mail us these. That's not any binders. There they are. People mail in their binders. You guys should say how it goes. These are our volunteers. I'm gonna just introduce you guys. Okay. This is Paige and Elliot. They're the volunteers for Point of Pride. They're really awesome. They also help with this YouTube channel as well. But yeah, they're gonna go over the process today of receiving binders, and the main concept is that we as a nonprofit mail out free binders to trans people in need all over the world, and you guys help us out dramatically by mailing in your old, lightly used binders so that other people can go ahead and take that binder and use it to help progress their life, just like it helped your life.
So as you can see, we're in the thick of it, but this is the beginning of our binder shipping process at Point of Pride. So what happens is we get shipped these huge containers of binders that are either from companies, but mostly from other people in the community who have lightly used them and want to kind of pay it forward and help out their, trans siblings. So what we do is we get the packages and cut them open. And the first thing we kind of want to do is make sure we get all the paperwork, is inspect the quality of the binders, because the last thing we want to do is send a binder to someone and them not be able to bind. So we want to go through and make sure that it's in good quality and something we would deem worthy to send to someone. If it's a company that we're not really, or a brand we're not really familiar with, or something we're not totally sure would have integrity to bind, we have a miscellaneous pile that we then take to events and have people try on for themselves and deem if they are comfortable with those. Once we decide that a binder is in good quality and ready to ship, we have these containers over here that we sort side by side until we get on to the next process. A very cool aspect of getting lightly used binders is usually they come with letters and cards sending encouragement to the next owners of the binders. And so it's important to us to read those and make sure that they're encouraging and sending like good positive vibes. So that's the first part of this process. Woo, we got a box of tits.
Box of tits.
Box of tits. Right and left, box of tits.
Right and left, box of tits.
This is now a disaster.
Clean up, everybody do your share.
So the best part if you want to donate a binder is going to be properly labeling your binder. Who is the maker of your binder? GC2B, Underworks, Tea Kingdom, there's a bunch of people who make binders. So who is the company who makes your binder? The manufacturer, I guess would be the word, right? Then what size is your binder? That's like the biggest key for us right now, is that sizing is so important. We need to make sure that people are getting binders in the mail and they don't need to return them, they don't need to exchange them. So what size is your binder? So the best way you can do that is actually to either just provide a piece of paper that has, a description of the binder with the manufacturer and the size, or you can just literally make a cutesy little piece of tape like label and put it directly on the binder. That is the way that Paige likes it to be done. So if you could do it that way, you'll have a very happy person on your hands.
So sometimes we get binders that aren't GC2B and we have to compare them to the GC2B binders. So I've laid out, I think, a large, a medium, and a small. And I have a bunch of binders that do not have tags, or the tags are just washed out and we can't figure out the size, and it's important to make sure that we know the size so that we send the person the correct size. So I am just going to see, I believe this is probably a small, and so you just kind of compare it and make sure that, so it's okay if it's a little bit over, but if it's like that, no, that's a no-go. So this is a small, and you kind of just keep measuring.
I want to give a quick shout out to GC2B, which is an awesome binder company who has donated hundreds if not thousands of binders to Point of Pride. And they're a really fun company. As you can see, they have really fun colors, and we just really appreciate the quality, and we get a lot of them donated and they look brand new. And so we just want to give a shout out and thank them for contributing to our community.
Okay, so one other fun fact of making binders and stuff is, besides that it's freezing in here, so we always have these are printer, and sometimes it like prints wacky, it doesn't print correctly, so I have to go in and manually fix all of the imperfections. So that's my fun job. Alright, so we are back. As you can see, it's a new day, and that's because the binder process takes a while. We get the shipments of binders that you all donate and GC2B donates, then we have to put them together, then we have to actually get them ready for shipping, and then ship them out. Within that, within each package of a binder, so you get a binder, you get the binder safety card, and you also get cards from people who have, like, you know, wrote really cute little, like, inspiring messages. And sometimes we work with companies, like we did a conjoint, like, binder giveaway fundraiser rather with Black Trans TV for Black History Month. We did one with the Blank Minds band for back to school, that type of stuff. So we work with other companies to kind of join our forces and get some money together so we can get some damn binders. So shout out to GC2B, who does amazing work with us, and also to Benevity, which is like an Apple program, who does these letter writing I guess they're little like get-together shindigs. So there are times where you get people together and you write really cool, cutesy little letters to inspire the people who are getting these binders, as well as we also have other garments that we mail to trans femme folks and non-binary folks, so people like that too.
Okay, so we're on the next part of our packing process. And at this point, our binders have already been weighed and marked by their size. And now we're gonna sort them into piles to make the next part of our process go smoothly and just be a little easier to access. However, when we're sorting, as you can see down here, we don't wanna just sort by the size, and we also want to sort by the weight. This is important as we are in a nonprofit that ships internationally. So say we have 2 orders for smalls, and one is to go to California and one's to go to New Zealand. We're obviously going to want to send the one that weighs a little less to New Zealand, because unfortunately it does cost more to ship internationally. And the one that's a little heftier, well, California's our neighbor and it'll be a little easier to ship. So at this point we're just trying to make these piles so that when Elliot and Aiden are doing the labeling, it's much easier for me to just grab, you know, the small, but then we go, is it international, is it here, and we kind of make a decision on what weight we should send.
Alright, so this brings us to our next process, which is actually something we don't do here in the studio. Shout out to Tyler, because he is the binder man. He is the man who is sending you emails to let you know that your binder is getting ready and set up for you. He's confirming your shipping address, your preferred name, as well as your size, and then he is making the amazing spreadsheets on Google or whatever, Google Sheets or whatever, that we can actually understand and mark them as shipped. And he even sends you an email that says, hey, your binder's in the mail, here is your shipping tracking number rather. So shout out to Tyler, because that is also a lot of work. Then as we close in on almost finalizing all of the steps, we move over to Elliot, who is at the computer, and he will explain how we use a program called Stamps.
Okay, and with Stamps, we are able to take the addresses and the names, and we just print it out here on our lovely printer, which sometimes hates me, it's fine. And then we grab the binder, and we make sure it matches, and we just slap it on there, and yeah, and then it's ready to go. And it looks sort of like this, and then we just plop it.
That's pretty much the whole process. You know, obviously, I bring it to the post office, drop it in the mail, and there we go. Then they're off to you, and you all wait for them to arrive. So a few things. If you want to sign up, you can check out the link below. It's pretty much pointofpride.com/chestbinders, but it's in the description box below. If you want to get a binder yourself and sign up for this, if you're truly in need, listen people, we have over 10,000 people on this binder list. So if you are truly in need, you can check out the description box below and sign up yourself. Otherwise, we're really, really looking for more binders from people like you, okay? If you are lucky enough and you've gotten surgery or you don't need your binder anymore and it's still workable, it still works, it helps somebody else in need, please mail it in. Like, everybody talks about wanting to give back to the community. I want to give back to the community. How do I give back to the community? Well, this is how you can do it. Mail in the 4 binders that are just sitting collecting dust and mail them in to us so that we can give them to people in need around the world. If you want to find out more information about how to do that, you can also check out the link in the description box below.
I was gonna say also, if you're in a school or a club or you just have a really awesome local community, you could also do binder drives. You have gender non-conforming or trans non-binary friends who you know have binders sitting around, just do a local drive and you guys can all pitch in to send it together. That's
true.
The most fun for us, to get a giant box with a ton of binders in, and that just means we get to help more people.
Yeah, and it saves a couple of bucks on shipping, because shipping is like $3 to $5. That is true. But if you do like a medium flat rate, it's like 15 bucks, and you could probably fit.
Oh, we've had 50 in a box before.
Yeah, like
easily.
just wild amounts, especially if they're tri-tops. It all depends on the sizing and the
Marie Kondo, learn how to fold.
Oh,
You
there
can
we
fit
go.
a lot in there.
There we go. That's exactly it. I love that. I love that. Anything else?
Yeah. I just want to say, like, I know it's a phrase we hear a lot, you know, every dollar, like, counts, every dollar helps, but here at Point of Pride, that is really, really true. As you can see with stamps, you know, a few dollars means one more binder to another person, especially our international people who are just waiting for those binders. And so there's a couple ways you can do that. If you don't have change that you can donate to us directly, there's some easy ways that do not take efforts. One is to wait for when we have events like the one we just had. Watch if we have Twitter events and just get really involved, tell your friends. Another way is to use Amazon Smiles, and if you don't know what that is, it's the same account as your Amazon that already exists, but a portion of your final total then gets donated to a nonprofit of your choice, and Point of Pride is an option on that. Another super easy, no effort on your part, is when your birthday comes around, you could choose Point of Pride to be the nonprofit that you donate to. And it's a super easy way, and that money really, really helps. That's a few more people getting binders in your birthday month, which is a cool way to pay it forward.
Facebook.
On Facebook, yes.
And last but not least, if you work at a really cool company like Starbucks or Amazon or Apple or any of the places, a lot of times they'll do like, you can volunteer hours and they'll give you, they'll actually pay a nonprofit for hours that you volunteer, or they'll match donations. So if you make a $5 donation every single month, your company or the place you work for will match that donation. So it'll be a $10 donation every single month, which is putting out roughly 3 binders, shipping binders for the US, or 1 international binder. So those are also some other little things that I've learned, because I didn't know that companies were cool like that, that they do as well.
And if none of those options work for you, there's also the option to have a writing party, which sounds really fun to me. And it's just a way to get a bunch of your friends together, and you can, you know, decorate. You can have a bunch of like little stickers and stuff, and just make it really positive, and try to avoid pronouns as best as possible. And again, just have some fun with it and encourage some people. And it's just really, I mean, I know that we love to open up those letters and read them. It's really like therapy, so
It's true.
So that's another great idea.
All right, so super big shout out to all of our volunteers. Paige and Elliot are volunteers. Everyone on the board, amazing. Everyone's 100% volunteer. Everyone identifies on the transgender spectrum in the umbrella as allies. And yeah, it's a really good vibe, good people. So again, if you don't have a binder, if you like just have some extra cash and you just want to donate, of course you could totally do that too. That is just pointofpride.org/donate. All the information will be below. I'll put the address, the P.O. box, all that stuff, anywhere you can get information of all the things we talked about today. Yeah, so just like super big shout out and love to these two right here, because they help I mean, for almost a year now, every binder that's gone out has come from this studio and come out of the hands of one of us three. All right, so that's it. I usually do my ending, but I feel like these two do it better.
Okay.